Start. When I came to the question of practical implementation of this measure, we found that the government had failed. Now, government should say something about it. When government seeks to amend an act, it should tell us as to how the parent act which is proposed to be amended has been implemented. Is it the contention of the government that difficulty arises because this particular provision is not there in the act? Question mark. Are government in trouble because they do not know how to deal with the smaller fries? Question mark. Or it is because that those who are supposed to administer this measure at the state level, at the district level, have though it fit to ignore it, have thought it fit to bypass it? Question mark. If any measure of the central government was needed for controlling the price of food grains and ensuring the supply of essential commodities to the community, it is the Essential Commodities Act. I would like the minister to say something on this. I know that he was not here at the time when we passed this measure, nor was he there when the Essential Commodities Act was bypassed by many state governments. In the past, we had drawn the attention of the minister to this problem, and that minister is now happily going to be the president of the Uttar Pradesh Congress Committee. But here I would like to ask the minister who has stepped into his shoes as to what he is doing in order to see to the proper implementation of this act. In Mohini Jain versus State of Karnataka, their lordship of the Supreme Court laid down that the dignity of man is invaluable. It is the duty of the state to protect the same. It is primarily education which brings forth dignity of man. An individual cannot be assured unless his personality is developed, and the only way to that is to educate him. This is why the Universal Declaration of Human Rights 1948 emphasizes that education shall be directed to full development of human personality. Article 41 of Chapter 4 of the Constitution recognizes an individual's right to education. Dear Lordships of the Supreme Court further emphasized in Mohini Jain versus State of Karnataka about the importance of education by observing that the right to life under Article 21 and the dignity of the individual cannot be assured unless it is accompanied by the right to education. As the Constitution of India assures the dignity of the individual, or assures the dignity of the individual coupled with the concept of fraternity, unity and integrity of the nation as per the preamble. Article 41 provides and obligates the state within the limits of its economic capacity and development to make effective the provisions for securing to citizens the right to education apart from the right to work and public assistance mentioned therein. So, an obligation has been cast within the limits of economic capacity and development to make effective endeavor to secure the right to education. Under Article 45, the state has to make endeavor to provide within the span of 10 years prescribed thereunder free and compulsory education to all children until they complete the age of 14 years, and Article 46 again puts an obligation on the state to promote with special care the educational interest in addition to the economic interest of the people belonging to the weaker section, particularly the members belonging to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. A conjoint reading of these articles of the Constitution really reveals that there is a right to education in every citizen. Stop.